Welcome back to our Family First Advisors podcast, where we share insights on how to enhance your family's wealth plans. I'm your host, Omari Whyte, and today we're going to dive into a topic which is hot around this time of year, tax time, where my clients in this cohort asked me a lot of questions about their income sources and how are they taxed. How do they sort of get ready for tax time? So in that vein and in that spirit, I thought that we would talk about one of the major pillars of retirement security for Ontarians, the lifetime pensions that they are entitled to. So specifically, the Canada Pension Plan and the Old Age Security Plan. We're going to break down, the benefits, how they work, how are they calculated, and I think more importantly, how to maximize the tax and estate benefit that really can be created from great planning. So let's just dive into this topic. Again, really want to underscore that these are both fully taxable sources of income, your OAS and your CPP. And really, they're some of the best sources. They're quite durable because they are guaranteed inflation protected benefits, essentially. So CPP, Canada Pension Plan benefits, will be adjusted whenever there is any increase in inflation, which is a wonderful benefit to have. And that will happen over the life of that beneficiary. Really, because of this inflation protection between both the CPP and the OAS, it forms a very predictable, strong base for retirement income planning, which we do for our clients and for Canadians worldwide. I mean, both programs have the flexibility to give you that planning opportunity to regulate when these sources of income are turned on and really, what is the magnitude? How much do you actually get in it? Now, what I mean by that is really, you can actually decide how much CPP you get to a maximum. There's a minimum, and you can actually determine between the maximum and minimum where you prefer to take your CPP income. You can do the same for your OAS income, which gives a really strong planning opportunity. But let's talk about how CPP is calculated in very broad strokes. CPP is based on three things. CPP is based on how much you contributed. Of course, is employment income. So whether self-employed or employment income, the higher your income, the higher your CPP contributions, and to a maximum. And of course, the higher benefit that you would expect to get from those contributions. And then it's really how long you contributed. So CPP, again, a contributors program from age 18 to age 65, typically, those are the years that people typically contribute to CPP. And really, there are adjustments in your CPP calculation that really recognize when your income changed temporarily or for whatever reasons. Those are taken out of the calculation to give you a fair score. So CPP, also, you can start CPP as early as age 60. It's typical that people start at 65, but you have to take CPP by age 70. And there's some real results, some real differences between when you start taking CPP. Laying CPP, though, from age 65 to age 70 creates a huge increase in your CPP payment. You actually would receive about 42 cents more on every CPP dollar if you deferred it for those 5 years. That is basically gaining per month 70% of 1%. So 70 basis points increase in each CPP payment for every month that you delay it. So that certainly, and again, with it being an inflation indexed payment, it makes for very, very strong planning opportunities around the desired retirement income, the actual final income after tax income. Really, you have to take CPP though you have to be 60 to take CPP. The eligibility requires at age 60, and of course you had to have contributed. So those are the only two things that you need to, those are the only two prerequisites for CPP eligibility. Yes, though, is different. Old age security and fully taxable income here. And all you need to do to be eligible for OAS is to be a resident of Canada for a particular period of time and be a certain age. OAS is not contributory. Unlike CPP, it is completely dependent on age and residency. OAS has the same deferral benefit or the same deferral growing your OAS benefit as CPP at a different rate. If you deferred, you have to be 65 to take OAS to be eligible to take OAS, but you could decide to defer all the way to age 70. If you did that, you would increase your OAS dollar by 36 cents and you would get $1.36 versus if you took it at your first eligibility at 65. So again, another index protected, inflation protected payment, and a very strong part of the desired retirement income planning. Again, the eligibility is you have to be 65 to receive OAS, and you have to be a Canadian resident. You had to have resided in Canada for at least 10 years to get a partial OAS payment. Full OAS payments require 40-year residencies in Canada. So you'd have to be living here for 40 years plus. But you can see that being able to regulate these two lifetime incomes and the magnitude of the incomes provide a lot of planning opportunities. Also allows us to really think about how do we, beyond those sources of your income, how do we augment the other sources of your income so that you get that desired retirement income? Most all of our clients have private retirement savings that are also fully taxable and they are augmented in their income. They have TFSA investments and we use those as sources of retirement income too in the planning opportunity. And we certainly use non-registered investments as part of that source of, so when we're thinking about an individual's retirement income plan, it's a customized plan because each person's sources of income will be different and will allow us to be able to manage that active tax plan that allows us to avoid OAS clawbacks at $93,000 of income, or and continue to be able to take the right sources of income into a better tax plan, better lifetime tax plan. A lot of our clients often take more than their RIF income per year so that they can, but not too much to actually go through another tax rate. In essence, paying more nominal dollar amount at the same tax rate to be able to free up that taxable income and take the after-tax result and put it into their TFSA for a lifetime tax-free event. So a lot of those opportunities allow us to think about not only the timing, but really like the magnitude of planning for tax-wise results to give us the best after-tax result. We're also thinking about estate planning for our clients and what is the legacy, what is the value of their wealth when they're passing it on, when they're ready to pass it on. And the reality is that Canada Pension Plan and OAS, Old Age Security,